debate today. I'm not gonna stop anyone here. I don't know which one you actually want to start with. So we did say we're gonna talk about, is there need for traditional strikers in the modern game? And then there's also the whole Chelsea spending. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? I also throw one in to say let's just discuss if Harry Kane's career is a flop or not. So I don't know which one you guys want to start with.
I prefer starting with the spending one because the number 9 striker, I don't know much about strikers.
Okay.
Actually.
All right.
This one was for the guy. I think it was with the
It was for Terren.
Yeah. So Terren's not here now, so yeah. So
save it for him.
So should we go Chelsea first? All right.
Now let's
Yeah.
Let's draw out this story now, because if we have to start in the beginning, it's Lukaku.
Okay. By the way,
yeah,
somewhere in between here and then the channel will snap, and then I'll join with my phone.
No stress. So let's start with Lukaku, the 100 million striker that was bought and loaned out the next season. Then we've got now this past transfer. They were buying your Aubameyangs, they were buying your Fofanas, they were buying a lot of players. And then now we come here, we've got your Mudryk, we've got I'm not sure who the other players are, but I know there's 3 other players that they bought. So are we saying that Chelsea, there's Felix also.
Sorry to cut you short. As we speak, they just bought someone from PSV now. So I just saw it now.
Wow. Okay. All right. Sharp.
5 million package. Yes.
I'm gonna give this to Theo first, because it's his team. Let him convince us. Listen, I'm in between this topic, but I'll, as you guys speak, I'll try and jump in myself. Is it a good thing, Theo, that you guys are buying all these players? And of course, we've got the whole thing with the coach also. How are you feeling about this whole Chelsea spending all this? Oh, Theo just is logging in now. All right, Pretty, I think you can start for us. How are you feeling right now?
I really wanted Theo to start with this one, actually, because I really want to understand from a perspective of a Chelsea fan, actually, how they see it. Because the manner how I see it, I don't understand how do you offer a coach? I think he was given a 5-year deal, if I'm not mistaken. Sharp. You have Lukaku. They say that Lukaku is not coming back, but he's still under contract with Chelsea. You understand? And Inter, there is no way Inter are gonna pay more than 30 million for Lukaku at this point, because he's not playing. You understand? He's not playing. There is no way. And then they're investing. I see the plan. I see the men how they're trying to do things. They're saying that they're investing for the future, buying so many young players, giving them long contracts. But the money which they're spending on those young players, you understand? It's a lot. The wages which they're giving them, the money which they're spending, I don't understand. I don't really get it. So how sure are they? Did they send scout to scout those young players to see if, because I surely 80% of the players which they bought, I don't know them. I've never heard about them. I just see Chelsea is interested in this player, and then boom, that's it. 100,000, 100 million for who, that's it. So it's something which I really want to understand, actually, because are they sure at this point that those are the right signings? Because I understand that they have so many old players in their teams, but not really old players. If I'm not mistaken, James is still young. Havertz is still young. Pulisic is still young. Ziyech is still young. So, and to make it worse, legs of Ziyech, they wanted to leave at the summer transfer, I think. Ziyech really wanted to leave. He wanted to go to Ajax or to join Ten Hag, actually. So Chelsea were like, you're not going anywhere. you're staying until we find a replacement for you. You understand? Which something which they knew very well that they were gonna spend for certain players. It's not like they didn't have a plan before. This was a plan before. The owner before he came to Chelsea, to me, according to me, he already had a plan actually that when I get there, the coach is going. I'm gonna bring a new coach which I'm gonna control at this point. You understand? Because I remember the previous coach, he said that he hates the fact that he has to be the sporting director and the coach at the same time. You understand? Which something which doesn't make sense at this time at the point of the team. I see that the owner of the team actually is being the manager, is being the sporting director, because he does all the negotiations of all the transfers. You'll see reports saying that the owner of the team fly to where to negotiate the deal. More like the deal which just happened now in Ukraine. He went there himself to negotiate that deal actually. I don't really know his background in football, but the manner how he's doing business, it's not the manner how we conduct business in football, actually. You understand? So I'm little bit worried if they continue to spend this much, actually, teams and players actually will see that in the only way to make money it's through Chelsea. Because at this point, the people who they bought, I think it's more than 15 players. It's more than 15 players within a space of 6 months. Because remember, at this time, they still have players which are gonna join in the end of summer, likes of Kunku. There are a lot, though. There are lots of players, and they're not done signing. Mark my words, Chelsea are not done signing. I saw reports now they're interested in some player in Brighton. It tells you that the coach he misses his Brighton team. Now, how many players did he bring from Brighton? It's Cucurella, and now he's bringing this young player. Now they just bought some weird player, I don't know, for 40 million in PSV. Now, as we speak, what does it say as a team? Actually, I'm worried. Maybe a Chelsea fan can explain it and make it make sense to me, because it doesn't make sense to me.
Theo, are you back?
Yeah, I'm here. I've been listening.
Talk to me, Theo. Talk to me. What's the plan? What's the plan at Chelsea?
Honestly, with me, it's surprising how they are spending the money. I was like asking myself, will FIFA or financial fair play get to us? But like I explained last, they are businessmen, they are business people. All of them, I don't remember their name. Boli, the one that went to Ukraine and renegotiated. Bully is not doing the deals alone. They're all negotiating, to be honest. But at the moment, I didn't understand why that owner negotiated the deal, why we appointed people for that. But as I've said, I think it was political driven.
Yeah.
So the thing is, I will remind Suku, once our club was put on sale, we were going through a transition process. Obviously, everything has to change. You understand? So the new owner comes with his own vision and plan, how to run his team and how to run it. And then if I come as a owner and then I don't like those people that are playing there and I feel like they're not putting enough, I'll do an overhaul on the team. You understand? I'll bring in as many players that I believe they will be part of my team, and then take those one out once those one came in. Because one mistake you do in business is taking out something without bringing in something first, and then you go and be desperate on the market and end up paying more than you would. Because team will see, oh, they are desperate now. They're looking for a center back because they sold one.
Sharp.
Now at the end of the summer, a lot of players will leave. It's more like a transition. That's why they are buying a lot of players. A lot of players will leave Chelsea. They won't sign contract. I even fear that N'Golo Kante might leave also.
Yeah, most definitely.
But it would be a flop because we haven't bought anyone in that position. We lost Enzo. But I believe we can still go and pursue him. I don't know if we still have the Marcel. Okay, we do have the Marcel, but we do have the green light. I don't know. And then to add again, it's just that it's kind of, what was the other question from Sugu? I lost it now.
Pretty.
Actually, what's the actual plan? Is this the way to
Yeah,
conduct business? Like the manner how you are spelling? Is this how things? Are we saying this the new uh, 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 uh,
PSG.
way of conducting business in the transfer windows? Actually,
No, actually, not really. To be honest, this is not a new way. This is a new start for them. They want to start over. They want to start everything from scratch. I would also say, I will show you a amateur example. You see, with Sundowns, ne? Sundowns, Mamelodi Sundowns, our local team, they did the very same thing. When Pizzo came, and then they gave Pizzo powers, he signed, I think, a whole XI of players, and then he started building his own team, and then now look at where Sundowns is. So my point is, the owners are working with the recruitment team to build a team, and to oh yeah, this is the one I was looking to answer. Um, they don't just go there and buy players. Obviously, there are scouts, there are technical directors, there are like all those people they have appointed. They talk to them, they analyze. There are scouts that we played FIFA. There are scouts that you hire just to go and scout a certain player or a certain country and everything. So all those players that are bought, they were scouted, and they were actually there are people that are hired to be tactical analyst on the team and
Mm.
everything. They are in the technical team. There are a lot of people that do different things. You understand? So when it comes to that, they consult them. Okay, you are our technical analysis. Do you think this kind of player will fit our play? And then
Mm.
they like agree. It's more like a collective thing. So buying Boo Modric and now going for Noni and going for Zhao, let me explode Zhao for this. It's Datro Fofana, all those players. It's Boo Santos. It's more like they know they will fit into our team, but it's not a guaranteed thing because the Premier League can be very intense, you know. So yeah, those long-term players, they are part of the transition. You understand? Okay, and then secondly, let me go straight to this
Wait, Theo.
short-term.
We have less
Okay.
than 1 minute, so I'm thinking let's just log back in and
Um. Okay. Yeah. As I was saying, on the second part, let me go to the short-term players. Ne? There are players, some other players that were solutions to a problem, and if you have to understand when you buy those kind of players, it's not guaranteed that they will perform well or they will be good players to you. Let me start from Lukaku. Lukaku, we're looking for solution at front. He came in, played well a little bit, and then he started having a fallout with the coach. When a player start being bigger than and the coach, it's a problem. We saw that with Ronaldo, and
yeah.
then he started not being happy. The body composure and everything, you start not being there. You miss easy chances and everything. And then also with Aubameyang, it was more like we were under pressure to replace Lukaku.
Yeah,
They didn't explore the market because they would have got a good player. It was more like let's take a patch and patch the hole so the water shouldn't fall. And then we brought in who was available in the market, and Barcelona were desperate to offload because of financial reasons. We got Aubameyang. Aubameyang is a good player, and now he played a little bit better at the beginning, and then now he's not playing because we changed the coach. Understandable. And then now with João Felix, he's also a solution to your problem. We are under attack. Let me call it like that. We're in trouble. We're like drifting away from top four. João Felix is brought in to help. That's why we got him at a high price, because we were desperate. It wasn't because we had the financial muscle to buy him. It was because we were desperate. And then Atletico thought of that, like, yeah, they're desperate to get this boy because they need help. They're struggling. And then that's what happens in the market. When you're desperate, you'll buy a player with an abnormal price. That's what also Inter did. They bought Lukaku with an 9 or 10 million loan, but to them, it was a full season loan or 2-year loan. I don't remember. It was good. For us, it's unfortunate because it's a half a season. So I would say they are being reckless somewhere, somehow, but on those long-term contract, I would say we shouldn't touch that topic because they are building a team. It's quite vividly clear that it's long-term. It's something that we're building. We're not looking forward to renew Jorginho. We're not looking forward to keep Ziyech. He's a wizard, but he's not a consistent player. We are looking to keep Pulisic. I don't believe we're still looking to keep Hudson Odoi. Like, you understand? We have to bring in these players just to fill in. We tried with the academy. It didn't. It worked, but it's not continuing to work. We don't get more of Reece James. We don't get more of Mount. Mount also is dropping form at the moment, to be honest. So it's more like the spending. It's based on transition more than solutions, but there are those solution spending, those players that I've mentioned. So with Noni, Madueka, Modric, Tatro Fafana, and Santos, all those new, also Wesley Fafana, he's a young lad. All those players that were bought with this new management, they are part of transition. Besides the solution to João Felix. Because if you can check, the new management mostly bought long-term contract. They only flopped at Felix. But with the Felix, it can be explained as a desperate purchase.
Yeah.
So that's what I believe.
If I can jump in, Theo, I'm gonna agree with you a bit.
Yeah.
In the sense to say that if I'm a new coach, I definitely want players that are going to play my football.
Yeah.
Especially if you've given me a 5-year contract. Do you understand? I'm not going to stay with players that I know don't fit for my system, or I feel like they won't be able to play my system, if I can put it that way. We saw this with Xavi now. I mean, a lot of players left, went on loan. Some were not sold, but the man believed that I have to build a squad of my own. And right, Indiana, it's a short-term. It's 3 years compared to Potter. It's 3 years, but he believed I have to build my own squad. I have to build my own players. But then, where I have an issue with this whole thing is that with Tuchel, okay, my first issue is I don't know if they planned it with Tuchel, but firstly, they let him buy players. You understand? Already, that's a wrong deal for me because you're going to have a new coach coming in because apparently they were talking to Potter before they even bought the club to say, you might come in. And also now to make him a sporting director, Tuchel, of which he didn't like. And now Potter has his own sporting director. For me, it's a bit confusing. What was that? It makes no sense for me business-wise. If you want to get rid of a person, just say it. You bought the club. It's your club. You can just say to them, now we want to start fresh. This is what we want to do now. So don't Tuchel start looking for a job or something. And I mean, if you've got the money, and you were talking about it to say that you guys are buying young players mostly, I wouldn't say no. But my worry does come in. I think Peter also mentioned this in the last video on Tuesday to say careers. You understand? If you've got so many players playing, you've got so many options in one position. In a way, do you not feel from your side that I don't want to say ruin careers, but I mean you're gonna have all these players, and then you're gonna have players that are not playing and all that stuff. You did say that you're gonna get rid of some players, but do you think you're gonna get rid enough of players? I mean, if you are Pulisic, you don't get a chance to play this season that much. You're obviously gonna go to a mid-table team. You're not gonna go to a big club because you didn't get your chance. Even me, let's say if I'm Madrid, I'm not sure if you can be that player. Or are you guys not also scared that you might lose players like Pulisic because now you need to go for FIFA fair play, FIFA financial fair play, where you lose players cheaply? I don't know if that makes sense.
No,
Can
I
I
hear
jump
you.
in?
Oh, okay, jump.
Uh, Actually, we're forgetting that actually they have to register so many players on the other side. Actually, there are so many players which they are buying and they are not registered actually. So at this point, are we saying that all of those players, more like now, I think Chelsea that two players or one player from registering a certain number of players, and now they're still adding. Does it mean those players which they're buying, they won't register them until they offload? And remember, before what's their previous coach's name again?
Tuchel?
Uh, Tuchel. Before he left, actually, he gave those senior players contracts. Actually, I think the only player who is out of contract now it's Kante, who doesn't have a more than 2 years contract. Actually, so it will be difficult for them to terminate those contracts of Buzic, Pulisic. It won't be easy. You understand? It won't be easy to Jorginho, as Theo said that he might leave. You see, so it won't be easy for them to terminate their contracts because they have more than two years in their contracts actually paying off those wages and certain bonuses. It's something which it won't be fair to those players. You understand? But then, and to look at it on another point of view, if you offload those senior players and bring in these young, energized young players, how sure are you or those players are gonna give you what you wanna, what you desire actually? Because at this point, they remind me of Manchester United. I don't remember if you remember the time the Netherlands head coach took over actually, Van Gaal. When he took over Menu, actually, he was given a huge lump sum of
Yeah.
budget.
Yeah.
Same applies to Chelsea because they bought legs of Di Maria, Depay, Cavani,
Sanchez.
so many players. He bought like he bought so many players. He bought so many players. So, but then it didn't work out. Like he won nothing. He won nothing at all. And then the next season they had to offload again. They had to let go of Di Maria at that point. You understand? They had to let go of Di Maria, Depay. Jose Mourinho came on the picture actually. He offloaded those players because he felt like dog. There is nothing which is working out here. Are we gonna see the same transition which is happening now in Chelsea? That the manager actually, I'm not even sure that the manager is the one who's buying these players at this point because he looks so confused. You can't buy a player today. Like seriously, Joe Felix, for an example, he bought him. Like he arrived in London. Surely is not even the weather is different in Spain and England. Though England, it's cold. It's way too cold. Whether it's summer or autumn, it's very cold. The player hasn't adjusted. But then the player comes in already is at the starting 11. So now you're sending message to the players who have been there actually that guys, you're no longer part of the team now. You're just there because you have been registered already, but you are no longer part of the team. You understand? It will be worse now
Theo
if
is itching. Theo is itching to
Yeah,
answer.
hey,
okay.
I want to stop. I want to stop him because he was talking some good points there, but now he's off ramping. So I don't want to forget so easily because he's mentioning weathers and
Yeah.
everything. Let's stick to the story. Okay, let me start with you, Nsuko. Okay, I know a lot of players are not registered, ne? And the plan is to take them out on loan. As you might have heard, one of the news conference, he was like, "Yeah, we're gonna find a plan for Datro Fafana. We also obviously we're gonna find a plan for um come on, Santos and everyone that we believe are for the future. We're gonna have a plan for them. We didn't buy them. On top of that, I'm answering all those senior players. We didn't buy them to play now and take out the senior players. We still need the senior players. Not every senior player will leave Chelsea. Not every player will leave. The reason we bought Wu, Badishia, and everything, Thiago Silva is playing and outstanding right now. But at any moment, Thiago Silva might get injured, or at any moment might say, at the end of the season, I'm not renewing, I'm leaving.
Sure.
I want to go and try in America. I want to go. Like, he's old. Also, Koulibaly, he's very old. But we cannot say he doesn't have 2 or 3 seasons with him. He does, but those players are coming in just to go on with the project and start. When they start now, while the senior players are there, they're gonna have a successful project. We cannot say, okay, out with the senior players and then let's start afresh and go. We don't mind if we finish bottom of the log. No, they're going to dwell in together, all of them, and then leave the mentality with the young players when they leave. And to add on that, we're gonna really offload, and by offloading, we don't mean terminating contracts. I heard you mention terminating. Offloading and we don't need for them to be out of contract because we also need money in. We can just sell them. Now the market is open. People are seeing that Chelsea are bringing players. Those targets that they have on their radars, they will be approaching Chelsea. If the Chelsea is willing to sell, they will sell, to be honest. And also in the summer there will be a lot of players going out in contract endings and also selling, actually. Or you might hear Odo is not coming back, you might hear Lukaku is not coming back, because we do also have a lot of out in summer. So yeah, actually we will sell,
So
to be honest.
so you're gonna give Inter the money to buy Lukaku.
Not really. Lukaku can come back, man. There's no
I
problem
mean,
with having a big squad. Another thing, there's no problem with having a big squad as long as there's squad rotation. Lukaku can come back if they feel like playing. Lukaku can still play. They will let him come back, but I doubt that. I think they will try to find a solution with Inter. Everything has a solution. Even if we lower our price, we'll understand it's a loss, but we are offloading a player that we don't need anymore. At least we get 50 out of the 90 that we took in.
are we
It's
also,
football. It happens.
can I
You,
just
you- can you
quickly-
can let me show you this example. It happens. Check with how Morata has been rotating. Sometimes Juventus will be like, okay, it's fine. We sold you Lukaku ka 60. Okay, it's fine. Let's take. I mean, we sold you Morata ka 60. Okay, it's fine. We'll take him ka 30 because we need him at the moment. And Atletico does the same thing. Oh, we sold him ka 40. Let us take him ka 20. We need him right now. If you check Lukaku, I mean Morata's transfers, it's ridiculous.
you're muted, Theo.
Yeah, it was a call coming in. I hang
Sure. Yeah, they want you to
again. I don't know if I should pick up and then you. How about it? I hanged up. He's not calling. I don't know. Okay, Atletico Madrid and Juventus have been tossing out a lot of money because of Morata. It happens. Sometimes you have to find a solution for both parties. Like with Trossard, you see Trossard. I don't think they will sell him with a lot of money to Arsenal. I don't know how much they're selling him. It's because they have to find a solution. There's a fallout between the player and the coach. He won't play anymore, and they won't.
I
If
sold. It's confirmed.
Yeah.
It's
sold.
I know. I mean, I don't know how much.
Can I
That's
just ask, are we saying that
Yeah.
Potter cannot use Lukaku? Because the issue with
No,
Tuchel was that he could not use him.
the issue with Lukaku now, it's where his heart is. You understand?
Okay.
When the player doesn't want to be there, it's gonna be a problem. Okay, there's a change of coach. I think he might say, "Oh, Potter is a small gun. When I go there, it's gonna be
Gonna
like
play
a typical Tuchel situation for me. Why am I going there to go and repeat everything? My heart is in Inter. Let me stay with a big coach here at Inter, not go to a small coach that's trying to create a name for himself." So that's the problem with Lukaku. His heart is in Inter. The only thing they should do with him, they should sell him to Inter or extend the loan until the deal expires and let him go for free. It's either that. But I think the only way to extend the loan is to extend the contract with like João Felix. You understand? I don't remember your question. What was your question? I wanted to get to you, but it slipped my mind.
I
So
was
good.
asking about the whole Tuchel thing. I feel like he was unfairly treated. And now that Potter is a sporting director, and also you were also talking about this, about my next question about, are you not worried about selling players at low prices, or is it one of those situations like you just explained that sometimes you just have to accept some deals? And I mean, it's new money, right? It's not like those signings were from Ted Bowley. Those,
let me
yeah, now the money's there. This is our money.
okay,
We can sell these players.
let me just continue with that. To them, as they are new, it's not gonna be a huge loss, to be honest. It's not really gonna be a huge loss because it's not gonna be those players that they signed. When they bought Chelsea, they bought it from scratch. That's why whatever they're doing, they're splashing money. They're not doing a continuation, to be honest, from Roman. So selling Hudson-Odoi at 20, if he's 40, it's not a loss to them because they just got the club. They just want to start afresh, you understand? So, and also we're gonna be desperate to offload players because we brought in players. In order for us to use our players, we need to offload because there's gonna be a lot of unhappy players and an unhappy environment. It's gonna be bad. Okay, let me just also get to Tuchel. With Tuchel, I kind of feel like they did have a little faith and hope in him, but I think there was a lot of internal ganging up on Tuchel with the owners, because it's and also including the situation with Lukaku, and also Tuchel burying himself with feuds that were unnecessary with Conte and everything. So I think there was a lot of internal things. I believe the reason they backed him, they still had faith in him. They still kept him as an option. Okay, if he can be this good, we can go on with him. And until he buried himself, started losing with Dynamo, drawing with Tottenham, he also felt that I think Tuchel never acts so selfishly like that. I think he was under pressure doing those fights with Conte. It was pressure getting on him, not getting results. Spurs equalizing, getting him in more hot water. You understand? He really knew. So, I think they were a bit unfair. They should have gave him time. But already, if I'm a new boss in the work and then they told me this one is a problem like this, and they start bad mouthing the person, I believe he was going to be on the red list, on my list to go. So if he does anything, there won't be any room for mistakes for him. So he's gone. And then also for Potter coming in, Potter bringing his team, it's not a bad thing also. I think it's a good thing for a new start. As I've been emphasizing the whole meeting, it's a new start for everyone. If you want to build something, let's build with people that we feel we can work good together. Not doubt and be like, oh, this is Tuchel, sporting director. Okay, I think I can work with him. I'm not sure. We have to work with someone that I have and I'm sure with. You understand? So it's more like a reshuffle in the government, putting a new MEC, putting a new mayor and everything, just to start the new campaign until the next election so we can do service delivery. You understand? I'm gonna show you with politics. I don't know politics, but it's more like a similar when they say there's a cabinet reshuffle just to start over and everything. It's more like a cabinet reshuffle. They're starting over, but their spending is more reckless now. To be honest, the only thing I'm happy with the spending, but the only thing I fear it's FIFA fair play. I don't want to bet.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I fear. Because I believe this Madueka is not the last signing we signed. And I told you last meeting, Mudryk is not the last signing we signed.
Yeah, you did. You did say.
Now I still tell. Because those players, they're being bought, I know, they are going to positions that are already filled. Our main target that they're not even touching, it's in the middle field right now. That's why we toyed around Enzo. That's where we're looking for. But I don't know if they didn't have all that money to spend at once because they'll block their other ideas.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah, I'm pretty sure the reason they didn't buy that much because they needed to buy Modric Noni, because Noni has been on the list before Mudrik.
Okay.
If you didn't know, Noni was there. Even Fabrizio mentioned him before Modric, and along that time, we were exploring Turan. So Noni was being mentioned after Liverpool bought Gakpo, and then they were like, "Yeah, PSV will lose Noni also." Blah blah blah. So, it's a bit of a process. Let me kind of wrap it up and say the reason why everything is happening. Chelsea is a born again team. It's just been born. It's fresh. To
Yeah.
start over. Everything is different. Nothing is normal. So a lot of hectic and abnormal things. That's why I think they are allowed to spend because they are new with the FIFA Fair Play. Because they've injected a lot of money in the club. They can use it. It's not about fairness anymore. Because I remember during the sale, there were a lot of, that guy who wants to buy United, Redcliffe, and the Saudi group. They were saying if the Saudi group comes in, they'll inject a lot of money in Chelsea so they can start afresh and buy and recklessly because Saudi Arabia has money. And they also talked about that Redcliffe, he's going to put in more money to spend. So I'm seeing this with the new owners because there are a lot. They are putting in a lot of money that we can spend. And we are allowed to spend because Chelsea is a new team, is a new club in the books of sports, football. Because the Chelsea of Roman died. And then this is new. And I've said a lot. So I'll end up with saying it's a new club. That's why this is happening.
All right. I'm happy from my side. Pretty.
I don't know. I mean, from my point, if I hear what he's saying, it makes sense, doesn't make sense at some point. But then for me, I have nothing much to say. It's all about let's wait and see. Let's wait and see.
Okay, gentlemen. I don't know if you want to close. It's almost 8.
We can touch the hurricane issue actually.
hurricane
Just
one.
2 minutes, 2 minutes. Yes,
All right.
and then we close.
All right.